Greetings, my people. My name is Chike Jabari Aswad, and I am a poet. Today, I would like to do a piece that I think will touch most, if not all, who hear it. In the meantime, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so as to keep the fire blazing. And I thank you. The title of this poem is called Poor Judgment. He was a little black kid in the park having fun. Sadly, his fun was playing with a toy gun. Yet Tamar Rice lost his life, never to marry and have a wife, never to grow up and have his own kid. How does his killer escape a prison bid? So black lives lament, all because of poor judgment. So what about Trayvon? Well, he died because he had the wrong clothes on. A young black man's life was spent, and it was hatred, not poor judgment. A trump card was plucked, but the face card was a lame duck. Some said he was heaven sent, but it seems to me it wasn't meant to be for him to represent and become a two-term president. The college might have been hell-bent, but did someone make a poor judgment? What about the hundreds of blacks who died because of a white woman who lied? A black city was burned to the ground. Hidden truths may never be found. Yet 100 years later, the oppression is not less, it is greater. The Black Wall Street was incinerated. Was it poor judgment or was it hatred? Was it all right to kill Dante Wright? He had his hands in the air, but the police didn't care. Being young and black puts a bullseye on your back. Black people constantly lament, all because of poor judgment. Philando Castile was shot to death as his woman watched him take his last breath. His license he did present, but he was killed because of poor judgment. Sandra Bland was killed in her bed. The police shot her dead. No need to scratch your head. They said they had no intent. It was just a case of poor judgment. George Floyd couldn't breathe because his neck was squeezed. And to compound the drama, he died crying for his dead mama. Of course he could have lived if the racist cops decided not to give the poor man his undeserved judgment. So many black people needlessly die. The list keeps getting higher and high, all because of an ugly guy called poor judgment. The Catholic Church now finds itself in a lurch, having to pay millions in fines for decades of sexual crimes. Their perversions were not meant. It was just a case of poor judgment. Did Emmett Till deserve to die? Seeing him in his coffin, bruised and battered, I had to cry. It was a horrible sin, but was it poor judgment that did him in? Someone tell me why the world's 10 richest guys make billions in profits because of a year-long pandemic. Capitalism is a detriment. Blame it on poor judgment. Of course, the rich countries capitalize when it comes to poor people's lives, so they purposely hoard vaccines as poor countries wait for a trickling stream. Woe befalls the innocents. Blame it all on poor judgment. Will there ever come a day when the poor will have their say and they no longer lament because of poor judgment? Forget about some savior coming from the sky. That savior is not for you, he is not for I. No more tears will poor people cry on that great day when poor judgment dies.